What's up, everybody? You know it's Blaze.
And it's Donovan.
We back again for another topic. This was a request from an anonymous source, and it's a very good request, might I add. Cause
I think so.
I think that nobody really has ever heard anything like this, but that just goes to show you that all this new shit that's happening nowadays or whatever is coming in. We hearing about it, so we're gonna talk about it.
That's right.
So I'm gonna let Donovan go ahead and give y'all the subject and give y'all her feedback first, cause yeah.
Okay, so the subject is why do some studs prefer stimulation, which in layman's terms for people who don't know what stimulation is, clit rubbing over all the other numerous sexual acts. Um, I can say I'm gonna start off with my personal agenda on that one. Of course, I do like stimulation; it's wonderful. But also I do like oral sex. So, like I said, the only thing I don't like is penetration, and that's only for like personal reasons. Just because to me, it sucks. You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion, though. But I think far as some studs, you got the touch me nots who prefer not to be touched at all. Then you have ones who are kind of like, okay, touch me some, but not all the way. You know what I'm saying? And I think that stimulation one is a easier one, I think, for some studs to deal with, just because it just involves touching, and then eventually that touching leads to a little orgasmic feelings and stuff, eruptions and shit, But anyway, that's what it comes to, because of course the clitoris is a pleasure button that every woman has, and every woman should be able to get off on being touched or caressed in that area. So I think that it's probably a lot easier for some studs to deal with being touched than, I guess, licked and stuck. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I don't know. I mean, my opinion, I just think that it's easier to deal with. I think it also feels very nice. It feels good, great. Just as long as you're not being rough with it. That's all. I think there's a difference when it comes to clit rubbing, and then you decide for it to be friction, because sometimes you gotta start up slow. You just can't attack the pussy. Sometimes it's bad. You can't do that. You know what I'm saying? You create friction, and next thing you know, your shit be on fire. It don't make sense. You can't do that. You gotta caress it slowly and easily. You know what I'm saying? But easier for us to deal with, But everybody's preference is different. Not everybody's the same. So I'm gonna pass it over to Blaze here.
As far as I can say about that, for studs in general, I can't speak for, because of course I'm not a stud, but what I do say is for the ones who do just want stimulation over all the others. I mean, there's a lot of studs out here who really have a lot of smack talk and back talk, and over here talking about something, you can do all this to me, maybe not penetration all the time. Maybe you might not hear that most of the time, but studs that be like to myself, you can do everything like this to me. You can lick me, you can sack me, fuck me, all that stuff like that, But then, like, you really get into the bedroom, and all they want to do is just stimulation, and that's it.
So, what studs was doing that to you? I'm just saying,
I'm about to say, how I go down.
I'm just saying,
Wasn't no studs doing that to me, I tell you what, because I'm a person where, I like to touch back. I like to try a lot of things. So if the stud is not particularly open-minded, I know.
Right.
You just can't do. But some studs do have their preferences. As Donovan says, some studs have their personal preference. Don't get me wrong, I prefer stimulation. Not saying just that and no other sexual act, no. I'm just saying stimulation to me is the best orgasm anybody can get. I mean, and that also falls under oral too, because either way, stimulating the clit is me using the tongue, using the fingers, using the vibrator, using the bullet, using the dildo, the massage. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Either way, it's all stimulation. Like they ain't heard some shit out of your mouth before. Anyway, but preferably stimulation is not a bad thing. Now, if it's just a stimulation and they just want you to rub the joint and that's it, something's wrong with that type of stud. That's not a anything goes stud, not a particularly a touch me not. touch me somewhat, maybe.
I mean, but
touch me somewhat.
wouldn't that would make some femmes' hands tired though? I mean, sometimes you gotta work them out too, because come on now, to just restrict her from the mouth or anything else, but yet you want her to use her hands. I mean,
Right,
that can get a little
because-
tiring, just caressing all day, and
just going and try to go in perfect circles. Can't nobody do it like that. And hands and arms get tired. Fingers get jammed and crooked, and it depends on how hard you.
yeah, depending on how hard you rubbing. Because like I said,
Depends
if
how
you
hard
trying
you
to set
rubbing.
some shit on fire, you doing too much rubbing going on there. I mean, damn.
Okay, we don't want any spontaneous combustion going
Yeah.
on the pussy. We don't need that. But from what this anonymous source told me, she basically told me that she actually had a stud and she could never figure out what the problem was, why her stud only wanted, stimulation, and that was it. And she figures it kind of odd, and I do too. I never heard no shit like this. So
Then
I
again,
just
it's
find
not
out.
odd. You got touch me not. So I mean, if you think about it, I mean, she's probably just decided to step it up. Like I knew some studs who didn't like girls touching them at all, but once they got a girl who decided that, oh nah, fuck nah, I gotta touch you, whatever, and they at least try it one time, then they're like, okay, well I'll do this, but I won't do this. You know what I'm saying? Some of them just open up their mind a little bit to certain things if they try it and they like it.
I don't care. If I have a motherfucking stud, it's all or nothing. So either you would touch me not, or you would anything goes. Either way, you would touch me not. That's okay. I'll just know not to talk to you in the future. We just cut it right here. I'm sorry, cause I just can't deal with the one. Like for instance, Donovan. Of course, we're very open people. We're open to different things. Don't get me wrong. I know what she doesn't like. She knows what I don't like. But of course, there's nothing wrong with trying.
Right.
Nothing wrong with trying. And for the studs that do actually prefer just stimulation, I actually say open your options, expand your horizon, because you never know. There might be, a time where you might run into this bomb ass, fine ass girl and whatnot, and you think that she just gonna go for that. I mean, no, she just might tell you to role play some shit you never tried before. I mean, what you gonna do? Turn that down? You better get the plan, buddy. You better get your boots scooting, boy.
A lot of them will, though. A lot of them will turn that shit down just because it ain't pride. What is with this pride thing? That is one of the 7 deadly sins.
And we're going to save that for another blog for all of you who's watching. But I feel the verdict in this, as far as the studs that just prefer the clip, well, what do you think? The clip,
well, I think the verdict on that, it's guilty. I think that they were touching me nots probably in the past, and or got some bad head and they don't do penetration, so they would rather a girl to just touch their clit. So I think that they just expanded their horizon at one point into clit rubbing, and that's all they want to do because they know they want to get off that way. So that's the only way they.
Well, my last word is the one that do prefer all the stimulation and thinking that that's just where it's at. I hope you make sure that one, their fingernails are clean, or your fingernails are clean, and that your nails are cut. Cause if you think you have some bad head and maybe some braces or some teeth got stuck up in there, you can imagine what a nail would feel like. But this is Blaze.
Ouch! That shit hurt, boy.
But
okay.
This be Blaze.
This be Donovan.
And we be signing off, so we catch y'all on the next tip.